The library that opens at midnight. There was a rumor in town about an old stone library that never opened during the day. Its iron gates stayed locked, its windows dusty, and no one ever saw a librarian. Yet some whispered that if you passed by at midnight, the doors creaked open by themselves. Curiosity got the better of Amara, a young student who loved stories more than sleep. One night, she sneaked out and found the gates ajar, just as the clock struck 12. Inside, rows of books stretched endlessly, glowing faintly as though lit from within. She pulled a random book from a shelf. Strangely, it wasn't printed, instead, the pages wrote themselves as she turned them. To her shock, the book was recording her own life, her birth, her first words, even the walk she had just taken to the library. Amara's heart raced. She flipped to the end of the book, desperate to see her future, but the pages stopped just a few chapters ahead, blank after that. The ink pen hanging beside the shelf trembled, as though waiting for her hand. Suddenly, she heard soft footsteps echoing through the library. She looked up, expecting a librarian, but it was another version of herself, older, holding a lantern. The older Amara whispered, "Careful. Every word you write here becomes your truth. That's how I ended up trapped in this library." The lantern flickered, and before Amara could respond, the older version vanished into the shadows, leaving her standing with the pen in her hand. Amara's hand trembled as she held the pen. The blank pages before her seemed to breathe, waiting. She remembered the older version of herself, the warning, the lantern, the shadowy disappearance. She whispered to the empty shelves, "If you're really me, then what happens if I don't write?" The book's surface rippled like water, and new words appeared on the page by themselves. "If you refuse, your story ends here." Her heart pounded. She thought of all the things she hadn't done yet, the places she longed to see, the people she hadn't met, the adventures still unwritten. Could her life truly vanish by simply closing this book? Suddenly, she had an idea. Instead of writing her life step by step, what if she bent the rules? What if she wrote not what she would do, but what she wished? She pressed the pen to the page and wrote. Amara put down the pen and found a hidden door at the back of the library, one that led her not to an ending, but to all the possible beginnings she could choose. The ink glowed bright gold, and the shelves around her shook. A crack opened in the far wall, revealing countless shimmering doorways, one leading to a city in the clouds, another to a vast desert with glass towers, another to a sea lit by stars instead of sun. Her book closed itself, sealing her old path. Amara realized she wasn't trapped, she had discovered something far more powerful. She stepped toward the nearest glowing doorway, smiling. "This isn't the end," she whispered. "This is where my story truly begins." And as she walked through, the library doors shut tight once more, waiting for the next curious soul who dared to enter at midnight.